Alright, finally doing this, and it's common flock. We're finally back. It has been a week of no news, but thankfully I have something to fill the void. And it looks like I'm just gonna kind of look at training camp battles and which ones could happen, or what battles are probably going to happen, which there are a few of them. But I wanted to this is probably going to take 20 minutes, which is probably going to be a shorter podcast. I just released Fighter from 3 yesterday, before the Nats game, at 7. And then I also am delaying the Golden Dome for another week. Sorry, anybody who wants to watch that, but nothing's happening. And when I mean nothing, I mean nothing. But I mean, we just got a slight bit of news, but that's not that. I'll cover that in 10 minutes. And I'm not putting out a 10-minute video or a 10-minute podcast with barely anything in it. But anyways, looking at Philly's roster, I mean, there's you look at quarterback. There's not going to be there could be a battle for QB2 or even QB1 because Hurts hasn't been confirmed starter, whatever you want to say, even though he's probably going to get it. You could say there's a potential for a battle there, even though there's probably not going to be. Though Sirianni is a guy that likes competition. And you could also see competition between Flacco and Newman. Then again, that would also defeat the purpose of signing Flacco, but hey, what do I care? It's possible. That and it would be funny to see. It would be fun. I'd hope Newman would beat out Flacco just because. That would be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Flacco beat out Newman for that spot. They also have still not added UDFAs to the... Actually, they have. So why isn't... What's his name listed at quarterback? Jamie Newman. Am I just missing this, or am I seeing this right? Yeah, no, they've got 3. I think it'll all depend. I think there's going to be a battle for QB2, but probably not QB1, just because. Running back. Oh, there's going to be a battle there, and I mean actually more like a war. Running back, you've got the grouping of Huntley, Killings, Sanders, Kerryon Johnson, Jordan Howard, and Holyfield. And Boston Scott. Now, where I see this going is not necessarily relevant right now. What is going to happen is Miles is already locked in. I think Killings could be already locked in because why give him a 2-year deal just to cut him? Which leaves a spot open for a power back and a spot open for anyone who can grab it. And if they keep a 5th running back and keep 6 receivers and 6 corners or whatever goes on those spots, we could have a 5 running back spot or rotation again. And that would also be an all-out war. And nobody else is safe besides Miles and potentially Adrian Killings. And we need 1 power back, or general power back, and 1 speed back, or faster back that can make cuts and that can be your returner, because Corey Clement's gone and he wasn't a great returner in the first place. I will say that right now. And I will never not say it. As much as he contributed for the Super Bowl run, he sucked after. But that's enough of taking shots at him. Looking at wide receiver, yeah, this really could go any which way. The only ones that I'd say are safe are Smith and Rear. That's the only two I can see as being mostly safe or 100% safe. Fulgham could also be safe. J. Jaw's not safe. Osborne, Grimes, they're not safe. The UDFAs. Tate is not safe. Ward's not safe. Hightower, definitely not safe. Watkins is not safe. So, at this point, you're just going with a who do you want on the roster, who do you not, who fits best with the pieces you've got, stuff like that. And this could be a nightmare, this could be a blessing, who knows. They're all young, but I still think we need a veteran receiver in the building, even if it costs us somebody that could be valuable. I don't care. I think they need at least a bit of veteran leadership in this receiver group, or else you're not going to get very far. But that's just me. Tight end. Oh, tight end. This is a very iffy group. Caleb Wilson, Jack Stoll, Tyree Jackson, Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz, Jason Kroom, Hakeem Butler. Hakeem and Tyree Jackson are projects. I think they're gone. I really do. I don't think they're going to keep 4 tight ends either. And that really leaves a battle between Stoll and Wilson unless Ertz goes, then it's a battle for 2 of the 3 to make the team. But I think they give Ertz till the trade deadline, see what they got in him, and then deal him. Which could all well and happen, but it all depends where they want to go and how many spots they have open. Tackle. Actually, O-line. But we'll kind of just jump from section to section. Tackle. Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, Jack Driscoll, Andre Dillard, Laravian Clark, Brett Toth, Casey Tucker. I think Tucker and Clark were brought in kind of more camp bodies kind of thing. If they can kind of knock off guys like Toth. I don't think Toth's staying. I don't think Tucker's staying. I don't think Clark's staying. I think they stick with, I think they stick with Dillard, Driscoll, Johnson, Mailata, unless they deal Dillard and they're looking just for somebody to be the backup. In that case, I'm probably taking Casey Tucker or Toth. I'm not taking Clark, especially since he's older than both Toth and Tucker combined, and been in the league longer. Well, not older, but been in the league longer. And we've already got veterans at the spot, and we've already got a veteran there in Lane. We don't necessarily need another. Guard. At guard, you've got Brandon Brooks, Isaiah Samalo, or Isaac Samalo. Today's not going well for me. This is a great day. Matt Pryor, Sua Opeta, Nate Herbig, Keod Awosika. Again, you've got your designated starters in Brooks and Samalo. And then Opeta and Herbig have been your longtime backups. Pryor, they'll probably keep around for more depth that can move. And then I don't think they're going to keep Awosika, and he's going to be... Because he's not a draft player, he's a UDFA, so there's a high chance he is on the practice squad to start the season. But things could happen, you don't know. He could outplay one of the guys that have been developing under Stoutland, but it all depends. Center. Now this is interesting. Also, at running back, I did miss Kenny Gainwell earlier because they put unsigned draft picks down here. I'll try not to miss any more, but he's gonna take that 3 spot at running back. So there's your third running back. So everyone's gonna have to fight for that fourth, and potentially if there's a fifth spot. At center, you have Jason Kelsey. I say Kelsey all the time. At least once, somehow. Luke Jurga. Harry Kreider. Ross. Piersbacher. I don't know. I think he's a former Redskin. I think he's a former backup there. And where we assume Landon Dickerson's going to go, even though he's listed as a lineman, he's going to be the next Kelsey. It's probably going to be Kelsey and Dixon. Although I have my concerns about him, he's probably going to be there. They may keep Jurga, Kreider, or the other center here for just insurance policy, but they'll probably just stash 1 or 2 practice squad and let the other walk. Others walk. And I'd see that being Jurga just because he's been here for a while. Or they could go with Kreider, who's younger. On to the defense. Oh boy. Here we go. Defensive end, you've got Jannard Avery, Jaquan Bailey, Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, Ryan Kerrigan, Matt Leo, Joe Osman, Josh Sweat, and Teron Jackson. Teron, I don't know. There's going to be a big battle here. I think they keep, 6 at the most. You're probably going to see it be BG. Well, they've said Jannard's moving to linebacker, but until that's confirmed, I'm staying with him as a defensive end right now. Same with Joe Osman. Until it's confirmed by the team, this is where they sit right now for me. Now, you're probably going to see BG and Derek, Jannard, and Josh Sweat on stay. There's your 4, Teron, 5, and your 6 is probably going to be Kerrigan. So then you see Bailey and Matt Leo and Osman hit practice squad. One of them they let go. I think it'd be probably Bailey or Leo. I don't see them wanting to get rid of Osman just yet. I wouldn't get rid of Osman just yet. Although you can argue previous scheme. Actually, Teron Jackson would probably take that spot, pushing. Would take a spot. Unless I mentioned him already. I think I did. But you're probably going to see those couple guys go, and it's really a toss-up. And how does training camp battles even this out? Defensive tackle. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, T.Y. McGill, Hassan Ridgeway, Raekwon Williams, and Marlon Tiapolotu, Milton Williams. Now, I'm iffy here. I am with some of the younger guys, but it's probably going to be Fletcher, Hargrave, McGill, Ridgeway, and one of the rookies, and then you probably see, and it's probably going to be Marlon, and then you see Raekwon probably cut, and Milton Williams hit practice squad, or both could hit practice squad. We don't know. But, again, it's another thing that preseason training camp battles are really going to even out the score here for the lower third of guys. Linebacker. Joe Bacci, Sean Bradley, T.J. Edwards, Alex Singleton, Rashad Smith, Davian Taylor, Eric Wilson, and Patrick Queen. Now, I feel like I'm missing somebody, but looking at this linebacking group, you're probably gonna see, you're gonna see Wilson kept. There's your one of your starting linebackers. Taylor's probably gonna be kept. I don't know. I don't know on him anymore. I don't. And then Singleton, Edwards, Bradley as your 3-4-5. Johnson as your 6th. And then I'd say Bacci, Smith. One goes to practice squad, the other's gone. Probably Bacci because he's the younger guy. But you never know. Corner. Lamert Hill, Michael Jaquette, Craig James, Avonte Maddox, Kevin Seymour, Darius Slay, Shaquille Taylor, and Zach McPherson. Now, it also depends where DBs line up, but I'll talk about DBs separate for now, because we don't necessarily know exactly where they'll line up, and I think they're mostly safety anyway. But I don't remember 100%. And they could be put at either spot, safety or corner, so it all depends where they're spotted. But, hold on, where's Ja'Cory? Was Ja'Cory listed? Ja'Cory Stevens is not, no, he is listed. He's listed as linebacker. I missed him. He may make it, so that may push out Sean Bradley, which I'd be fine with. Yeah, I don't know if you're keeping more than 6 linebackers, probably, but it could. If I said 5, then they'll keep him, but if 6, they may push him out. I'd be fine with that. Slay, you're seeing stay. Now, it's probably going to be him, Shaquille, Seymour, Maddox, James, Jaquette. And then Hill's probably your odd man out, and he goes. Actually, factoring in McPherson, I think him and Jaquette go. I think it's a toss-up between him, Jaquette, and Shaquille Taylor. DB. You've got Graylin Darnold and Nate Metters. Now, from what I've heard, Metters is going to be corner. So if he is, I think that would push out maybe Kevin Seymour. Or he would battle with him, potentially, for a spot. Or push it, actually, he would probably push out Shaquille Taylor, I think. I think I listed him in. So he would probably battle with them. And Graylin Darnold, I think he's safety. I'm not 100% sure. If he does go to safety, I think that'd be the best or better move to develop for now. But I don't know. I think we may need him at the corner because we've got nobody worth being a future CB2, CB1. We don't. And you can't disagree with me because it's right. There's nobody that's a legit CB2 on the other side of Slate. There's not. And you can't throw McPherson in there and tell me he is, because he's not. Safety. Andrew Adams, Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris, Rodney McLeod, Elijah Riley, Kayvon Wallace. Cut Epps, and we're good. That's all I'm going to say. Epps was abysmal last year. Now, we don't know where Harris and Adams are going to be, but if they're good enough and they're good enough role players, I'd be fine with that. And I'd be fine with having them here, one starting next to Rodney. Actually, that would still make 5. Depends on how many they keep. If they want to keep 4, I see Elijah Riley being your practice squad guy. But if they keep 5, I can see this. But I 100% think Marcus Epps should be cut. Right now, immediately, if I could. But it's another kind of Corey Clement situation, except Clement wasn't that bad. I just wasn't always. I'd never always liked Clement. I dislike Epps. Actually, close to hate. Close to hate, even though hate's a strong word. Close to hate. Just because he's been very bad. And special teams. Kicker. You've got Jake Elliott, who I think they should bring in competition for because he's struggled over the past year. Actually, past couple of years. At punter, you've got Andy Sipnos, if that's how you pronounce it. Nobody really knows how to pronounce it. I don't Sipos, I don't know where he's gonna fit in. I think they should also bring in competition for him, even though he's been around the team probably enough. Although that's a small sample size for him to be around the team. And Rick Lovato, who is here to stay. I think he's good. He's actually a good long snapper, and I'd be fine with that. But that's really the overview of the roster. Going into training camps, going into OTAs, what training camp and OTAs training camp could lead to, and potentially preseason battles. But hey, it is what it is. There's some talent, some not talent. Definitely some not talent. Marcus Epps. But now, that's really all I got. I don't really have much this podcast, but it's something. Something's better than nothing. I'm also thinking of plans here and there for extra content, but right now, not really an option. But hey, hopefully there's more eventful weeks on the horizon. This has been the Common Flock. Even though it's been a short episode, we've really never had an under 30-minute video or 30-minute podcast. But this one's been under 30 minutes. But hopefully, I have a bit more to talk about next time. This is Common Flock. I will see you next time. Tune in next week. I'll probably have Fighter from 3 Saturday, depending on what's going on with the Nets game. I think the Nets game's Friday. Celtics-Nets game 3 or 4. I think 3 is Friday, and then 4 is Sunday. So I may have that Sunday, because I think it's going to fluctuate depending on what goes on with scheduling. But Golden Dome could be back, depending on what news we get in Notre Dame. And this will hopefully be here, too, with some more news. So hasn't been an eventful week, but it's Common Flock signing off.